Good evening, and welcome to Sports Line Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'm broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the sports and gaming capital of the United States of America. And you are listening to this program right here on 910 AM WUBR. CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge. You can also listen live online at www.pelicansportstv.com, pelicansportstv.com, or do like I do. You got the smartphone, the iPhone, Android. Download the 910 AM WUBR app. Then you can catch all the shows on 910 AM WUBR CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge 7 days a week. As always, I'm glad to be here, glad to have you there. And wow, what a great week it was again last week. We were 4-0 2 weeks ago, and then we back it up last week with a 4-1. Our only loss was on LSU, man, at Arkansas, and to be honest with you, I mean, look, I thought I had that one. I ain't gonna lie to you, but if I was gonna lose one game, that's the one I wanted to lose right there. And like LSU, the first half, they played kind of like I thought they would, and then they kind of put it on Arkansas in the second half. I mean, you can go either way, but the bottom line is the MeatMan 8-1. His last 9 plays right here on the radio. And that brings the record to 38 wins, 23 losses, and 1 tie on the season. Not bad. Not bad. 15 games over 500. If you're just betting $100 a game, 110 to win 100, you're up about $1,250. It's not bad. None of this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 unit stuff. Every game's for the same amount. What's the point of having a 1 unit play and a 6 unit play? Why would you waste your time playing a 1 unit play? You're going to put 660 on one game and 110 on the other? You're wasting your time. All the plays are the same with the MeatMan. And, hey, we've gotten the job done. We've had a few losing weeks. So you got to be careful. You never know when the MeatMan's going to lose. But, man, I tell you, I just saw my bookie a little while ago. He come and drop off the envelope. That's kind of the routine. He drops off right before I do the show. That way I'm either in a really good mood, which is most of the time, or I'm looking for revenge. Yep. He goes, man, how do you pick these games like that? I said, don't worry about it, Cap. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how I come up with the plays. It doesn't matter what happens as long as I get the money. It's all anybody cares about, as long as I get the money. And I got some plays this week. I got some picks this week. I don't know what's going to happen, Cap. I'm not going to play the LSU-Tennessee game. Even though I do think LSU is going to win the game. And, the Volunteers, they don't have nothing to play for. They're getting rid of the coach. I don't know if this is going to be his last game or the next game is going to be his last game. But as long as it's not the coach's last game, you never want to bet against a team that's firing their coach and it's his last game, you know, because the players kind of sometimes may want to win the game and all that. But I don't think we got that situation with the LSU game. There's some other stuff on the board that just looks better than to be laying 16, 17 points with the Tigers on the road. But I am going to play the Saints game against the Redskins, New Orleans against Washington. So I am gonna play that game. So we do have a lot to talk about. I got on the list here. I got 2 college football games, and I got 3 NFL pro football games. Got 5 plays total. Let's go ahead and get the party started here. Because when you're winning money, when you're winning money, Cap, when you're winning money like I'm winning money, believe me, it's a big party, man. I love it. I love it. Just got a text message from a guy telling me, keep it up, Cap. Before we get the party started, just a quick reminder that the following information that we talk about on today's program is to be used as news material only and is not intended to violate any state, federal, or local laws. All right, I kind of hinted that one of the plays that I was going to have on the program today was going to be the New Orleans Saints against the Washington Redskins. It's game 465-466. The game opened New Orleans Saints 8-49. It opened 8-49 at Bookmaker. Bookmaker's got it now at 8.5 and 51. So you got a little half-point movement on the side. And we got a 2-point movement on the total. I like the Saints here. I like the New Orleans Saints in this spot. To be brutally honest with you, I wish the spread was a little bit lower. Because it's the same point spread that the Saints had a couple of weeks ago at home when they played the Chicago Bears. Even though it went down as a winner for the Saints, because the game closed 7.5, when I did the show that day, that Friday before the game, the spread of the game was 9. I told everybody to play a teaser, if you remember. I said, tease the Saints down from 9-2 against Chicago, and I said, tease the New England Patriots down from 7 to pick it against the San Diego Chargers. And I probably would have, look, as far as I'm concerned, the spread on the game was 8 or 9. It closed 7.5. The bottom line is this. When the Saints win the game, they cover the spread. The Saints are 7-2 right now. New Orleans has 2 losses, at Minnesota and at home against New England. They've lost both games. They didn't cover the spread in either game. New Orleans has now won 7 in a row since starting out 0-2. They beat Carolina, they covered the spread. They beat Miami, they covered the spread. They beat Detroit, they covered the spread. They beat Green Bay, they covered the spread. They beat Chicago. It all depends on how you want to look at that, man. Like I said, a lot of places use the closing line. They got the Saints covering the spread. I think it's a push or a loss. Let's just call it a push. The Saints beat Tampa Bay, they cover the spread. They beat the Buffalo Bills, they cover the spread. When the Saints win the game, they cover the spread. When the Saints lose the game, they don't cover the spread. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's kind of the same thing with the Washington Redskins. When the Redskins win the game, they cover the spread, and when they lose a game, they don't cover the spread. The only game in the last 10 that Washington won the game and didn't cover was when they beat the San Francisco 49ers by 2 points as a 12-point favorite. The Redskins, they lost to the Minnesota Vikings. They didn't cover the spread. They beat the Seattle Seahawks outright as an underdog, therefore they covered the spread. When they lost to the Dallas Cowboys, Washington didn't cover the spread. When they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, Washington didn't cover the spread. When they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, Washington didn't cover the spread. When they beat the Oakland Raiders, they covered the spread. When they beat the Los Angeles Rams, they covered the spread. When they lost opening weekend to the Philadelphia Eagles, they didn't cover the spread. So we got a matchup between two teams that the winner usually covers the spread and the loser doesn't cover the spread. That's what we got. That's what we got. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, you know, if you're just looking at all that, I mean, look, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll continue to say it until I don't have any breath in me. The team that wins the game in the NFL covers the spread 85% of the time. All you have to do is some kind of way pick the winner of the game. As long as it's not a double-digit point spread. Double-digit point spreads don't count. As long as you can pick the winner of the game, there's a good chance you're going to do good against the spread. Hey, you're 8-1 with Washington, the Redskins, if you could just pick the winner or the loser of their games, and you're 9-0 or 8-0-1 with the New Orleans Saints, if you can just pick the winner of their game. I think the Saints are going to win this game. I think Washington is, I don't want to say they're done, but they've lost 3 out of their last 4. I don't want to say it took a miracle to beat the Seattle Seahawks, but the Seahawks did score that touchdown to take the lead late. And Washington went right down the field, scored a touchdown, won outright, covered the spread. They were getting 8 points in that game. The Saints had won, 7 in a row and covered 7 times in a row, 6-0-1, 6-1 the last 7. Washington just 1-3. Their last 4, 1-3, their last 4 against the spread. The Saints are going to win this game, and the winner of the game is going to cover the spread. But my first pick today on the program, I'm going to take the Hoot-Hatters, the Bless You Boys, the black and gold of Cha-Chings. The Meat Man is going to lay the lumber, Cap. I'm laying the lumber. How you like that? The Meat Man's going to play a favorite. The spread's 7.5. I'm going to buy it a half a point. I'm going to pay 15 cents juice for this. I'm going to buy it a half a point. I'm going to knock the Saints down to -7, minus $1.25. I'm going to buy it a half a point. I'll take the New Orleans Saints -7 points, minus $1.25. And that's going to be my first play for today's program. Just a quick reminder, man. Hey, look, man, you betting NBA basketball? You're betting college basketball? You're betting all these football games being played on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night? You need some help? Give me a call. Talk directly with the Meat Man live in Las Vegas. My personal iPhone, Cap. I got my own personal iPhone. I carry it with me everywhere I go around Las Vegas. Now I got my own personal toll-free number that I'm literally going to have until the day I die. It's 1-833-MEAT-MAN. 1-833-MEATMAN. 1-833-MEAT-MAN. You talk directly with me, Dave Scandaliato. And it doesn't matter what sport it is, brother. I can help you out. There's no doubt about it. I live out here in Las Vegas. I love going to the sports books. And I can help you out, Cap, but it all starts with you. Give me a call. 1-833-MEAT-MAN. 1-833-MEATMAN. 1-833-MEAT-MAN. All right, we got to take a break. Got to take a quick commercial break. We got one play on the books so far. We got the New Orleans Saints at home -7, minus $1.25 against the Washington Redskins. I still got 4 more plays to give out on the program here, 2 in pro football and 2 in college football. So you better not touch that dial, Cap. You are listening to Sportsline with the MeatMan, Dave Scandaliato, coming at to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're doing it all right here on 910 AM WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. All right, I don't need any extra time or nothing, just a regular old break. And then we move on in life. 45 minutes, Don. 45 minutes. Of course, you gotta... you got a short week next week, so is that good or bad? I mean, I don't know if that's good. Is that good or bad that you have a short week next week? You kind of somewhere in the middle? Right? Right? I was just thinking some negative, nasty things, and I'm just glad I never said, but go ahead. Yes, sir. All right. And welcome back to Sportsline. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'm coming at you every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, right here on 910 AM WUBR CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge. Don't forget, next Wednesday we're going to do the program. We're not going to do it on Friday. We're going to do it on Wednesday because of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is everybody takes off. That's how it works in radio, Cap. That's how it goes. Hey, man, that's how it's called the radio life. We take off. We play Thanksgiving music and stuff like that instead of us talking sports. But that's good. That's good. It's not a bad thing. But don't forget now, the show's going to be on Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. And you'll be able to listen live at PelicanSportsTV.com. You'll be able to listen live on the 910 AM WUBR app. Just go to the App Store, get the WUBR 910 AM app. You can load it onto your iPhone, your smartphone. But don't forget, I always YouTube the program. I record it, I put it up on YouTube. So if you're watching a thing on YouTube or you missed the show next week, just go to YouTube, type in Dave Scandaliato, put the date in there, Sportsline Radio. I'm sure it'll pop up. And just look for the video that was recently uploaded. Or the best way to do it is just become friends with me on Facebook. We don't have to be friends in real life. I'm not really looking for any real life friends, to be honest. I got plenty of friends. I don't really need any more friends, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but, you know, if you want to be friends on Facebook, I got no problem with that. DAVESCANDALIATO. Dave Scandaliato. That's right. That's how you become friends with the MeatMan on Facebook. Just go to Dave Scandaliato, send me a friend request, And as soon as the show is over and it's up and recorded on YouTube, I put it on the Facebook page. That way it's real easy to find. So, if you missed the live broadcast, don't forget, we YouTube the show. You can watch the rebroadcast. I haven't had 100 viewers yet. But for the horse racing ones, I've gotten over 500. I got like 1,000 views. For the Kentucky Derby show, I haven't gotten 100 views yet for the football pick'em show. Of course, now I embed the video and you can watch it without actually going to YouTube. I don't know if that gets a click or not. I'm not sure how it works, but the bottom line is it does pick up a few viewers each and every week, because when you're winning money like we're winning money and we're picking winners like we're picking winners, I mean, hey, look, everybody likes to pick their own games. Everybody likes to pick their own stuff. But, man, I'm telling you, it's not as easy as it looks. And when you can find a guy, which is almost impossible, who can pick these things against the spread, I'm like E.F. Hutton Cap with the MeatMan Talks. People, listen. All right, we got one play in the books. We're taking the Saints, the Hoodaters, the Bless You Boys, the Black and Gold, the Cha-Chings. We're going to lay 7 points. The spread's 7.5. We're going to buy the half a point. It's going to cost 15 cents to do it. So we're going to lay $1.25. Saints -7. -1/4. The first pick on the show today, the second pick on the show. Monday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. This game opened 3-45. And it's pretty much holding steady. At 3-45. This is a payback game right here, brother. This is the old payback game. Yep, MeatMan loves these kind of games right here, the payback game. Last year in the playoffs, the Atlanta Falcons, they just absolutely skunked the Seattle Seahawks 36-20. They were laying 6.5. The total was 51, and Atlanta just absolutely crushed them. The game went over the total. Atlanta went all the way to the Super Bowl. They blew the 28-3 lead. And now here we are, less than 10.5 months later, and they're going to play again. But this time they're going to play in Seattle. This time they're going to play in Seattle. And the Seahawks are going to win this game. Seahawks are going to beat the Falcons on Monday night. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line, Cap. Seattle at 6-3. They're going to beat the Atlanta Falcons, who are 5-4. Atlanta's 5-4, but they're 3-6 against the spread. Seattle's 6-3, but they're 3-6-1 against the point spread. Seattle's going to win this game, man. Seattle's going to win this game, and when they win the game, they're going to cover the spread. It's as simple as that. Look, I said all year I was betting against the Atlanta Falcons. And so far, so good. I'm 6-3. Fading the Falcons, brother. Fading the Falcons. Jay looked a little shaky early. I'll be the first guy to admit, but lately, money in the bank. Moolah in the bank. Oh. Seattle's going to get the Falcons, man. The Seahawks are going to beat Atlanta on Monday night. Because Seattle, they got to keep pace with New Orleans, man. They got to keep pace with the Saints. Seattle's got to try to keep pace with the Philadelphia Eagles, even though I think they might have played the Eagles. Let me see something here. Let me check something. I got to lift the sunglasses up so I can read. I got to lift the sunglasses up, but no, I don't. No. Seattle has not played the Philadelphia Eagles. So, Seattle needs this game here. They got to kind of stay with the pack, man. You know, there's a pack in the NFC. You got this Philadelphia Eagles team. You got this New Orleans Saints team. You got this Minnesota Vikings team, and you know, you got the Los Angeles Rams, but I don't think the Seattle Seahawks, I don't think they're ready to let the Rams take over as the best team in the NFC West. I just like the revenge spot here. I like the fact that I said in the beginning of the season that I was going to bet against the Atlanta Falcons every game that they've played in. So far, so good. Doing all right, making a few bucks. Now I get them this week on Monday night in a revenge spot for the Seahawks who lost to the Falcons last year in the playoffs. And I got to lay 3 points. I think that's an easy call to make here. My second pick, Monday Night Football. I'll take the Seattle Seahawks. Minus the 3 points at home against the Atlanta Falcons. All right, so we got 2 plays. We got the New Orleans Saints -7, minus $1.25. We're buying a half a point down from 7.5 to 7. And we're going to take the Seattle Seahawks on Monday night minus the 3. My next play in the pros, we're going to take the Green Bay Packers at home plus the 2 against the Baltimore Ravens. How can the Baltimore Ravens be a 2-point favorite against anybody on the road? I mean, this guy quarterbacking for Green Bay, he's not that bad. I mean, he's no Brett Favre, he's no Aaron Rodgers, but I mean, you know, he's not that bad. Now, Baltimore stinks. Baltimore, the Ravens, they're no good. They're 4-5 right now. The Baltimore Ravens, 4-5. And they're going on the road to play a team that's 5-4. And they're favored. The Baltimore Ravens, their last 6 games, they lost in London to Jacksonville 44-7. They lost to Pittsburgh 26-9. They beat the Oakland Raiders 30-17. Then they lost to the Chicago Bears 27-24. They lost to the Minnesota Vikings 24-16. They beat the Miami Dolphins 40-0, and they lost to the Tennessee Titans 23-20. I don't see anything there that would make me think that the Baltimore Ravens ought to be favored over anybody on the road. Now, let's look at Green Bay. They win last week at Chicago. That Hundley guy gets the win on the road at a Chicago Bears team that's been playing pretty decent football. They win the game 23-16. Now, the 3 games before that, Green Bay played at Minnesota, That was the game Rodgers got hurt. Then they played the New Orleans Saints, the hottest team in the NFL. Then they played the Detroit Lions, a team that's been playing pretty good football. Granted, they hadn't won in Green Bay in a long time, or they had one win in the last 25 years, something like that. But the bottom line is Detroit, they've been playing all right. So yeah, this Hundley guy who's taken over for Rodgers, he's not that good. But the teams that he lost to, at Minnesota, at home against New Orleans, and at home against Detroit, I mean, that's 3 good teams. That's possibly 3 playoff teams. That's not junk. It ain't like he lost to the Niners and the Giants. Stuff like that. I mean, you lose the playoff teams. Look, I don't have a problem with that. Now, all of a sudden, you're playing the Baltimore Ravens, a team that's 4-5. No, I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer right here, man. You'll never get ahead in life laying points on the road with the Baltimore Ravens. I can tell you, not this year. Not last year. I mean, look, man, Baltimore just ain't that good anymore, man. The Ravens used to be a really good football team. But they've gotten old, they've gotten slow, and no way, man. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no how should the Baltimore Ravens be favored over anybody on the road, especially a team that's 5-4 and fighting for a playoff spot. 5-4 and fighting for a playoff spot. Man, I tell you, to me, this is a no-brainer here, man. To me, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. I'll take the Green Bay Packers at home. They're catching 2 points. I'll take the Green Bay Packers at home plus the 2. That's going to be my third play for the show there. That's my 3 NFL plays. I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to buy it a half a point. They're 7.5. I'm going to buy it half a point. I'm going to knock it down to 7. On Monday night, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm going to lay the 3 points. And then back on Sunday, I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers at home plus the 2 points. All right, and don't forget, once again, man, look, we do this show every week on Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. Right here at 9, 10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge. Next week, we're going to be on Wednesday because of the Thanksgiving schedule. We're going to be on Wednesday. We're going to be on Wednesday because of the Thanksgiving schedule. And we're still going to be on at the same time, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. But don't forget, instead of Friday, it'll be Wednesday. But if you do forget, remember, you can watch the rebroadcast of the program on YouTube, or like I said, become friends with the MeatMan on Facebook, Dave Scandaliato, DAVESCANDALIATO, Dave Scandaliato. And that way you don't miss the show. It's going to be a good show because I'm going to be picking games for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Monday, man. There's going to be a lot of good stuff. And, hey, look, going into this week, you can't complain. 38 wins, 23 losses, and 1 push. 8-1 my last 9 plays right here in the program over the last 2 weeks. We're making money, Cap. We're making money. We're just adjusting the schedule next week. So don't forget. Don't forget. All right, we've got to take a break. Got to take one more commercial break here on the program. When we come back, I got 2 college football games that I'm looking at for for Saturday. That'll make it a 5-play program, so don't touch that dial, Cap. You are listening to Sportsline with Dave the MeatMan Scandaliato. And you're doing it right here, Cap, on 910 AM WBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. All right, you got 20 more minutes before you're off. Wow. Really? How'd you manage to do that? You were just, right? Right? Ah, and wow, 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 wow. All right. And welcome back to Sportsline Radio, the final segment of Sportsline Radio for this week. Don't forget, though, in the morning, we got the Carlos Brown Show, the franchise. You'll be talking about the Bayou Classic, Southern Grambling. Yep, the only local radio show on in the Baton Rouge area. Tomorrow morning, the Carlos Brown Show. That's right. Right. Prep football, Brother Martin. We won last week, Cap, Brother Martin. I was listening to Ken Trahan's original prep football report that's coming on after this program here. Got to get my Brother Martin score. The Crusaders, I don't know. I mean, some people think we might have a shot. I don't know. Jesuit and Holy Cross, they've been eliminated. That's where my brother and my father went to school. My father went to Holy Cross. My brother went to Jesuit. Later, clowns. Come on, Brother Martin. Yep. All right, so we got 2 plays left to go. We have given you 3 plays so far, all in the NFL. Let's turn our attention to college football here. And the game that I'm looking at to get the party started, I like Navy. I like the midshipmen. Getting a ton of points. I mean a ton of points. Navy is playing Notre Dame. And they're getting 18 points. Some places have it as high as 19. The game opened 18.5 and 61.5. Now sitting at 18 and 59.5. So a little half-point movement on the side and a little 2-point movement on the total. Man, this is a big letdown spot for Navy. Excuse me. Excuse me, let's start over. Let's scratch that from the record. Scratch that. Let's just scratch that, and let's just start over from the top. This is a huge letdown spot for Notre Dame. I mean, come on, Cap. Everybody was drinking that green tea, baby, the Irish tea. Everybody was drinking the Irish tea. But it wasn't meant to be, man. Everybody had Notre Dame, number 3 in the country. Blah, 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 yada, 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 yada. They got absolutely crushed. I mean, crushed last week. They got destroyed. They got absolutely destroyed. They got absolutely destroyed last week. They got destroyed. And now, after getting destroyed, they got eliminated from the college football playoff because now they got 2 losses, one to Georgia at home, and then get humiliated on national TV against Miami and Florida. Notre Dame is officially out of the playoff picture. They're out of it. They're out of the playoff picture. They're officially out of the playoff picture. And now they're an 18-point favorite against one of their arch rivals, the Navy Midshipmen, who beat Notre Dame last year. Navy beat Notre Dame last year. Don't forget about that. They beat them last year 28-27. Yep. Navy went to Notre Dame last year and beat the Irish 28-27. Why can't they do it again? I mean, come on. Come on. Navy, they had just lost a couple of games in a row. Navy had just lost 3 games in a row. Before they pulled out a win last week late against SMU, the Mustangs, 43-40. Navy had lost 30-27 at Memphis. They had lost 31-21 against Central Florida. So they stayed within 3 at Memphis. They stayed within 10 at home against Central Florida. Then they went to Temple, at Temple, a big revenge spot, as Temple won the AAC Conference Championship game last year against Navy. Temple having a down year. Navy went there as a 6.5-point favorite. They lost the game outright 34-26. So they had lost 3 games in a row. Then they come back next week, the following week. They beat SMU last week 43-40. The quarterback threw 1 pass for Navy, and it was intercepted. That was the only pass the guy threw the whole game. He threw 1 pass. The guy for Navy last week threw 1 stinking pass. It got picked off. And the coach for Navy had seen enough. He said, we are not going to throw the ball the rest of the game. And I mean, the guy had a huge game running the football. Don't get me wrong, that's what he's there for. And Navy snaps a 3-game losing streak. They go to 6-3 on the year. They become bowl eligible. And now the fun starts for the midshipmen. They're playing with the house's money. No, they're going to a bowl game. They're going to play loose against Notre Dame. They know Notre Dame's in a bad spot. I mean, come on, how you mean? Look, the Irish, they had a tough week of practice this week, man. Believe me, when you not only get beat as bad as Notre Dame got beat last week, But not only did you take a beating like you took, but it was an elimination beating. Where now, I mean, what do you really have to play for? Pride? I mean, sure, you're 8-2, you're Notre Dame. That right? You have a lot of self-respect for, you and everybody and blah, 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 blah. But I mean, we're all allowed to take a week off. And this could be that week right here, man, as reality sinks into the Irish. Yeah, they rank number 9 in the country. But it doesn't matter. They're never going to get back into the top 4. Never. Never. They're never going to get back into the top 4. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Notre Dame could win out the rest of the way. They're not going anywhere. The Navy midshipmen, they're a dangerous team at 6-3. They can beat you without throwing a pass. They threw one last week. Like I said, it got intercepted. They didn't throw the ball the rest of the game. 18 points is way too much. As Notre Dame they're like a wounded duck, man. The Fighting Irish, they're like a wounded duck right now, man. They got nothing to play for. This is a monster letdown spot for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, and the Navy midshipmen, after winning the game last week, becoming bowl eligible, they're going to be pumped. They went into Notre Dame last year, beat the Fighting Irish as a big underdog. No reason to think that's not going to happen again. 365 days later, give me the midshipmen in a spot on the road. Plus the 18 points against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. All right, so now you got 4 plays from the MeatMan. 8-1. 8-1 my last 9 here on the program. You got to love that. You got to love that. We've been on absolute fire. 38 wins, 23 losses, and 1 tie. 38, 23, and 1. And we just been building units. We were 21-11 at one point. Then we had that big 0-4-1 week. That put us at 21-15-1. But boy, since then, it's been a steady climb. Steady climb. It's kind of like Bitcoin, man. You own any Bitcoin like the MeatMan? Woo! Woo! Went over 8,000 the other day, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I like that Bitcoin, man. Personally, I think it's I think it's a kind of a scam, but, hey, making money. Making money. I don't know what to think. I mean, I don't even know what it is. I just started getting paid in it. People said, hey, you take Bitcoin? I said, well, I mean, I guess I might as well start. Next thing you know, I had a little Bitcoin here, a little Bitcoin there. Next thing you know, it went up 10% in value, and here we are right now. Give me the Navy midshipmen on Saturday, plus the 18 points at the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I'm also going to take the New Orleans Saints -7. The spread's 7.5, but I'm going to buy it a half a point. I'm going to pay 15 cents juicier for this. So instead of laying $1.10, I'm going to lay $1.25. I'll take the New Orleans Saints -7. I'll take the Seattle Seahawks in a big revenge game against the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons eliminated Seattle from the playoffs last year. The Seahawks have revenge on their mind. Give me the Seattle Seahawks on Monday night -3. I like the Green Bay Packers on Sunday plus the 2. Baltimore, man, I mean, look, you can't lay points on the road with the Baltimore Ravens, man. Period. End of discussion. I don't even have to talk anymore about that. Don't lay points on the road with the Baltimore Ravens. Look at the losses that Green Bay's had since Aaron Rodgers went down. They lost to Minnesota. They lost to the Detroit Lions. They lost to the New Orleans Saints. They lost to good teams. They didn't lose to the Giants. They didn't lose to the Niners. They lost to good teams. Baltimore is not a good team. The Ravens are not a good team. Give me the Green Bay Packers plus the 2 at home. All right, my 5th play on the program today. Give me Texas. The Longhorns. Plus 3 points against the West Virginia Mountaineers. Texas is looking to become bowl eligible here. It's as simple as that. Texas is 5-5. They're 6-3-1 against the spread this year. I've done good at betting on Texas. Look, I had a Tom Herman guy. He's a good coach. He knows how to win. Texas hasn't been to a bowl game in a long time. In a long time. Just to get Texas to a bowl game would be a pretty decent accomplishment for the first-year Longhorn head coach. Texas has been tough on the road this year. They played at USC. They lost the game 27-24. Then they went on the road. They beat Iowa State, the Cyclones. They beat them 17-7. Then they went to Baylor. Beat them 38-7. And then the last time they were on the road, they did lose by 17 points as a 7.5-point underdog to the TCU Horned Frogs. (24-7). So Texas on the road, they're 2-2 straight up, but 3-1 against the point spread. And West Virginia, they got a decent team. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games. So I'm not taking anything away again from West Virginia. I mean, they got a good team. I really can't make an argument against West Virginia, to be brutally honest with you, other than the fact that Texas, after starting out on absolute fire against the spread, they've lost 2 straight. A lot of people are losing confidence in them. This is when you bet them. This is when you bet them. And there's no better time to bet a college football team than when they have a chance to become bowl eligible, especially if it's under a first-year head coach like Tom Herman, a big rah-rah guy. He's going to have his team ready to go, man. West Virginia, they don't have much to play for here. The Mountaineers don't have much to play for here. I mean, let's be brutally honest. I mean, obviously, it's a big football game. You're playing the Texas Longhorns. Blah, 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 yada, 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 yada. But the bottom line is, I just think Texas, man, they've made money for me all year long. The last 2 weeks, I mean, I didn't bet them last week. I didn't lay 32 points with them against Kansas, so I'm not worried about that. I mean, I did lose money with them taking a 7.5 against TCU. But before that, I had won 5 out of 6. I've done really good this year betting the Texas Longhorns, and that's basically all I'm going on, man. I mean, look, they've been money for me. I didn't bet them last week because, like I said, I wasn't going to lay 32 points. But I'll take the 3 points in this spot. I'll take the Texas Longhorns on the road plus the 3 points against the West Virginia Mountaineers. All right, quick recap. I got 5 plays going for the program. 38 wins, 23 losses, and 1 tie. Heading into this weekend's action, 3 plays in the NFL. I got the New Orleans Saints. The spread was 7.5. I bought the half a point, knocked it down to 7. I got to pay 15 cents juice to do it. I'll take the New Orleans Saints -7, minus $1.25. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers plus 2 points at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Monday Night Football, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks in a revenge game at home, -3 against the Atlanta Falcons. And then on Saturday in college football, I'll take the Navy Midshipmen plus the 18 points on the road against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And the 5th play, I'll take the Texas Longhorns plus the 3 points on the road against the West Virginia Mountaineers. All right, that's it, man. That's it. Let's see if we can keep it up. 4-1 last week, 4-0 the week before that. 38 wins, 25 losses, 1 tie. 38 wins, 23 losses, 1 tie. 15 games over 500. If you bet each game 110 to win 100, you're up $1,250. None of this 2, 3, 4 unit stuff. Everything's for 1 unit. Makes it real easy, and let's see if we can't keep it going, man. Remember, bet with your head and not over it, because money management is the key to turning a profit betting sports. That is going to wrap it up for this edition of Sports Line Radio. As always, I want to thank my man Don back in the studio. Everything went A-OK. Of course, my man TK helping me get the spot here on Pelican Sports Radio. And, of course, the owner of Pelican Sports Radio and Pelican Sports TV, my man Alan, for putting the MeatMan in the game, letting me do the Pick'em show every Friday. What an honor it is. All right. Like I said, man, make sure you bet with your head, not over it. Money management is the key to turning a profit betting sports. My name is always Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. I'll see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline. I took Western Kentucky, and I took the New Mexico. I gotta go. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that very much. Yes, I will see you Wednesday, and have a good weekend. Possibly, but, he's going to have everybody jammed up in there. You just got to have Trey on and this and that. So I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm sure we'll touch base sometime on Wednesday before that. See you later. Yes. All right. That is going to wrap it up for this edition of Sports Line Radio. Don't forget, every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. 9:10 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You can listen to the program live online at PelicanSportsTV.com, PelicanSportsTV.com. Don't forget, you can always download the 9:10 a.m. WUBR app right to your iPhone, your smartphone, your Android. Need to get in touch with the MeatMan, 1-833-MeatMan. 1-833-MEATMAN. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You want to become friends with me on Facebook, Dave Scandaliato, DAVESCANDALIATO. You can always email me, Dave@meatandpotatoes.com or Dave@payafteryouwin.com. As always, I want to thank everybody who listened to the program live or watched the rebroadcast. As always, my name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. I'll see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline.